collection, there was only one portrait of a woman, and we were determined to find her. All we had to go on was a nickname, Lulu. It was right there on her lapel, but we didn't know her full name.
My name is Mary Lou Chapman.
Didn't know where to find her.
I live in Berkeley, California.
Didn't know her history.
I was a clubmobile girl in World War II.
Didn't realize that she actually knew the artist.
One of the women that I worked with on the clubmobile was Elizabeth Black.
By going through the signatures in Elizabeth's autograph book, we took a chance that Lulu might have been a nickname for Mary Louise Weller from Orskany, New York. Louise shortened to Lulu. Lisa in Hawaii and a Red Cross historian eventually confirmed it.
So she emailed back and said, WQED in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is looking for you.
What were the chances of us finding her alive and well?
Yes, I'm very much alive. I'm sure you were surprised because there are not many of us left. I'm 95. I play tennis 3 times a week. I try to play golf once a week. I have arthritic joints that hurt, but I try to play through it. My head's pretty good. I play duplicate bridge. You know, I don't really have any friends my age. Good game, thank you.
Thank you very much.
But I have a lot of friends who are younger. That's nice.
Everyone in the club is in awe of her. We can't believe that she's been so active for so long.
How was tennis?
Tennis was great.
I'd rather be on her doubles team than play against her. She's a dedicated parishioner, and she is fun and hardworking.
I brought my fancy putter.
I do not see her age.
That's okay.
She doesn't even look her age to start off with. I'm not saying this facetiously, but she doesn't act her age. You know, she's sporty, always willing to have fun.
There we go.
This is a great picture. We finally got to meet Mary Lou at her home in the hills of Berkeley, California.
I have a beautiful view of the Bay Area. I can see San Francisco. I can see the Bay Bridge. I was in World War II as a Red Cross donut dolly. We served donuts and coffee to the troops.
Her memories are very clear, very warm, especially when she reflected on the women she worked with in the clubmobile.
That group was a really, really nice group to be with. Edna was the southern gal. Dolly Bargelt, she was a blonde from California. And then there was Elizabeth Black, who was from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tall, slim, pretty girl who was an artist. She was very ladylike and sweet and nice, certainly somebody that you respected. We had a lot of work to do, you know, making donuts and serving. And also we had to be hostesses friendly with the fellows and talk with them. That's what the fellows wanted. They were fun, you know. If you ask them if they wanted cream and sugar, they'd say, oh, just put your finger in it. Then that was a big joke. You know, we're very conscious that there's a war on. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're doing next. Really live for the moment.
At one point, she brought out her dog tags, but these were not the original dog tags. These were replacements. And she had a story why.
And one day, this one fellow who came there a lot, could he take my dog tags with him on his airplane mission over Germany? You were not supposed to ever take your dog tags off once you were issued them. But he kept insisting, finally said, okay. Well, he didn't come back.
And then 2 years later, as the war is ending, the Red Cross sent Mary Lou's clubmobile unit to help with American soldiers being released from a German POW camp.
Who should come up to the clubmobile but the fellow who had taken my dog tags with him? I couldn't believe that he was there. I said, where are my dog tags? And he said, at the bottom of the North Sea. One of the fellows on the air base made pins for us with our nicknames on them. He made them out of the airplane brass wire. And this I have kept. This is Lulu, and it's on my lapel. I don't really even know the fellow who made it, but I've always treasured it.
After the war, Mary Lou married a Red Cross doctor and settled in Berkeley, California. She continued working for the Red Cross and still volunteers for them today. And we did put her in touch with John Black, Elizabeth's son.
Fascinating thing is that I learned from Elizabeth's son that they had lived in Berkeley while I was living here. But there was no way in the world she would know that I was in Berkeley. It's too bad. It would have been fun if we had resumed our friendship.
But now she has the portrait that Elizabeth sketched during the war. Through the years, her original got lost, but we were happy to bring her this really nice copy.
I'm happy that I have it. And I think it reminds me of the era. You had a certain kind of responsibility, I think, in our lives that we kind of comes through in the faces. We look determined.